Alright, Shalom. I just want to give all praises, all the glory, the honor to Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, that taught us his truth, and blessings to the elected nation of Israel, who are scattered worldwide, who are predestined to be saved. This is Brother Yakao, come with another lesson, Lord willing. Brothers and few sisters will be edified. You know, we've had the re-election of this puppet, and that's all they are. They're just puppets, you know, prime ministers and so forth. But this guy's a really good one, Donald Trump, you know, because these idiots actually believe him. You know, they believe the madness that he says, but like the Bible says that, you know, their tongue shall fall upon themselves. With this guy, he just, you know, you listen to what he's saying, and you have to read between the lines, you know. And basically, he's telling you what is his incoming administration is going to do. All right, and I think he comes in January. So what are we in now? We're in November. All right, so we're in the middle of November. So we've got December. We've got a couple of months left until this puppet officially goes into the White House. Now listen to what he's saying, because this regards to this truth. And really, this video is all about time. All right, and I put this emoji here because the time that we're in is what? An evil time, man. Okay, and the Bible talks about these evil times. Okay. And just like back then with Pharaoh, you know, he thought that all the power that he had in Egypt was through his own power. No, the Lord raised you up to show his power, all right, to show that he controls both the left, all right, Satan and his demons, and the right, Yahushua and the angels. He controls good and bad, good and evil. All right, and the time we're in is what? An evil time, man. And the scriptures talk about it. All right, and the scriptures also talk about warning. All right, now listen to what this clown is saying in this clip. All right, and very important for the truth, because it shows you that the time that we have is very short, man. Okay.
99 million views, almost 100 million views, and he reposted November 8th. Now, I did watch a small portion of this video. When I say small portion, I mean like a couple seconds. And this is like a PSA format. Like, this is Donald Trump making a professional video, giving a PSA, talking to the American people, and what he's going to allow and what he's not going to allow. It's almost as if he's like the principal of... It gives me like principal vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like principal of a high school, just like President of the United States. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. Whether you wanted Kamala to win or Donald Trump to win, at the end of the day, Donald Trump won. You know what I'm saying? He's the president, so we're going to have to hear what he has to say. Smash like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let's hear what he has to say.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple. Just like dominoes, one by one, they'll go down. That's why today I'm announcing my plan to shatter the left-wing censorship regime and to reclaim the right to free speech for all Americans. And reclaim is a very important word in this case, because they've taken it away. In recent weeks, bombshell reports have confirmed that a sinister group of deep state bureaucrats, Silicon Valley tyrants, left-wing activists, and depraved corporate news media have been conspiring to manipulate and silence the American people.
Oh.
They have collaborated to suppress vital information on everything from elections to public health. The censorship cartel must be dismantled.
Bro, talking about public health, I remember back in as soon as Biden got elected, the amount of strikes my channel got was insane. I literally had to stop YouTube for like months because they were censoring everything when it came to medical information or when it came to talking about politics. Everything was getting censored like at an all-time high, and we see it today still.
And destroyed, and it must happen immediately. immediately, and here's my plan. First, within hours of my inauguration, I will sign an executive order banning any federal department or agency from colluding with any organization, business, or person to censor, limit, categorize, or impede the lawful speech of American citizens.
Whoa.
I will then ban federal money from being used to label domestic speech as mis or disinformation. And I will begin the process of identifying and firing every federal bureaucrat who has engaged in domestic censorship, directly or indirectly, whether they are the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Health, Human Services, the FBI, the DOJ, no matter who they are. Second, I will order the Department of Justice to investigate all parties involved in the new online censorship regime, which is absolutely destructive and terrible, and to aggressively prosecute any and all crimes identified. These include possible violations of federal civil rights law, campaign finance laws, federal election law, securities law, and antitrust laws, the Hatch Act, and a host of other potential criminal, civil, regulatory, and constitutional.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You want to hear this? I got myself a bargain from Love Honey, and I'm going to tell you how.
Offenses. To assist in these efforts, I am urging House Republicans to immediately send preservation letters, and we have to do this right now, to the Biden administration, the Biden campaign, and every Silicon Valley tech giant, ordering them not to destroy evidence of censorship. Third, upon my inauguration as president, I will ask Congress to send a bill to my desk revising Section 230 to get big online platforms out of censorship business. From now on, digital platforms should only qualify for immunity protection under Section 230 if they meet high standards of neutrality, transparency, fairness, and non-discrimination. We should require these platforms to increase their efforts to take down unlawful content such as child exploitation and promoting terrorism, while dramatically curtailing their power to arbitrarily restrict lawful speech. Fourth, we need to...
Enough. This guy's rabbiting on, but did you hear what he said? He said, "Oh, we're gonna, what's it called? We're gonna clamp that, make sure that people have freedom of speech again." And then he talks about Section 230, saying that, and by the way, Section 230, I looked it up. All right, yeah, I looked it up for you. Don't worry. All right, and Section 230 is basically the online platforms have immunity because they are hosts. They're hosting, a platform like Twitter or Facebook or whatever. And if you come on there and you agree to their terms of service and so forth, if people break those terms of service, they say, things that they shouldn't say according to the platform, then the platform takes them off or, strikes them off. At 1 minute, this guy is saying that, listen, we're going to return free speech to you. Then the next minute, he's saying we're going to repeal Section 230, And that Section 230, all right, it gives them immunity, all right? Now, this is from the Council of Foreign Relations, which is one of their, ESO's, what's it called? It's one of these groups, like APAC and all these different groups, Council of Foreign Relations, the Club of Rome, the Bilderberg Group. It's another group that ESO has. All right. Now, this is Council of Foreign Relations, Trump and Section 230. All right. It's been called 26 words that create the internet. Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Decency Act is a landmark U.S. law that shields social media companies such as Twitter and Facebook from liability for their users' posts. Let me read that again. All right, it's been called 26 words that create the internet. Section 230 of the 1996 Communications Decency Act is a landmark U.S. law that shields social media companies such as Twitter and Facebook from liability for content their users post. The tech industry maintains the provision allows the internet to flourish, but critics say companies either aren't doing enough to combat harmful content or are going too far with censorship. So he wants to basically, well, 1 minute this guy is saying that, listen, I'll give you a free speech again. And then he's saying, unless, if they're decent online companies or whatever, and they agree to his new terms, or if they don't agree, all right, with the standards that he wants for you posting online, then they're going to take this act away. And if they take this act away, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is that you have these platforms, all right, someone says something racist or misogynistic or whatever, then they're going to get people to start suing the online companies, and then the online companies are going to, the online companies like Twitter and Instagram, YouTube and all that stuff, they're going to get scared. If they don't have that protection, they're going to get scared. So, they will put extra layers of protection on the internet. So it's a double-edged sword for them, because on one hand, they're in a two-bind situation, these companies. Oh, you need to be tougher online, and combat this, that, and the other. But then on the other hand, you have to be tough online, but on the other hand, oh, you're curtailing our free speech. See, this is what Trump was going on about. So when he talks about this Section 230, you should be very worried. And that shows you the time we're living in. It's like, what an evil time, man. All right? The time that we're in is evil. That's why don't waste it. Don't. Believe me, man, don't waste it, man, because, the Lord is, believe me, he's moving, man. All right? Time is short. All right? And I'm going to show you another clip of this absolute hypocrisy of this media, man. This media is, and we know that there's going to be a famine of the word, but this media is it's kind of boring now. I think like people, understand what's going on. The ones that don't, we can't blame them, man. The Lord has blinded their eyes. This is for Ephesians 5:15. See then you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. And you'll be a fool to ignore information like this. All right. Verse 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. So we're in what? An evil time, man. All right. And that time is going to come short, man. All right. That time is coming to an end. So, when the devil has great wrath, because he only has but a short time, who's he going to come down upon? He's going to come down on the 12 tribes of Israel, man. All right. Now, he's talking about media and so forth. I'm going to give you a good example of this media and how wicked it is, man. And the hypocrisy of it. So it doesn't, he's like with us, it just shows that, listen, time is short. So guess what? We have to be on our grind, man. That's what all this is showing. But hypocrisy is everywhere. And there was an incident last week, I think it was, with the fans from this Maccabi Haifa, which is a football club in Israel, in our homeland. They went to play Ajax in Holland, which is in Amsterdam, and they complained that people were starting to attack them, and there were anti-Semitic attacks and all this stuff, which is partly true. But let's look at the whole story. All right, let's look at the media and see what they've got. All right, and let's see what really happened.
Months ago.
Injured. There are other unconfirmed reports suggesting that the Israeli government have lost contact with some of its citizens who were in Amsterdam. And
Really?
indeed, there's even another unconfirmed report that there could be a hostage situation now taking place.
And you notice she says unconfirmed. You know? And what happens is that bitches like this, they get a job like this, and then they have to toe the line to keep that job. Because this woman, actually, she makes a lot of good. Alex Phillips, she's on the UK television, but ever since she started working for Talk TV, you know, she's shown her horns. Do you get what I mean? But she makes good points. But now, when you work for these so-called media giants, you know, remember, she's got an earpiece in her ear and someone's telling her what to say. All right? Remember that, man.
We do know is there were gangs, Arab gangs is how they're being described, even in reports by the Financial Times, for example, who went out hunting for Jewish people and Israeli people on the streets last night. We had Peter Menden, who was over, an Ajax fan, at the football game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Ajax.
And all this footage that she's showing, we're going to show you a clip of the woman that actually filmed this footage. And it's totally contrary to what she's saying. And it's not just her, it's all this other media that is pro-Zionist.
Over in the Dutch capital, saying he intervened, almost saved someone's life. He was being pummeled, kicked in the head. He had his glasses broken, had to go to hospital himself. And described scenes where he believed, you know, hundreds of people in coordinated gangs were going out hunting for Jewish people on the streets of Amsterdam. 62 arrests so far have been made. Geert Wilders, the leader of the Dutch People's Party, Dutch Freedom Party, the PVV, have said there's been a pogrom in the streets of Amsterdam. We have become the Gaza of Europe. Muslims with
madness. Let's keep going.
Palestinian flags hunting down Jews. I will not accept that. Never. The authorities will be held accountable for their failure to protect the Israeli citizens. Never again. The latest as well, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has condemned the violent attacks as horrifying. The city's police said they've started a major investigation into multiple violent incidents following the UEFA Europa League game. And they're having to be extra present around various Israeli or Jewish sites.
All right, let's... Oh my gosh. Wow, man. That's the importance of truth, man. That's what's bringing down this fucking scum empire, is something called truth. That's all it is. Now, you saw that. Oh yeah, they're going around this, that. Remember, this is a football match. And they're coming all the way from Israel to Holland for this football match. Alright? So they go into another man's country. And then in Holland, you have a lot of Arabs there. And there's Palestinian flags, obviously, because they're getting slaughtered. And what were they doing? Well, this video will show you what they were actually doing. What the real story was. And what really actually happened, man. Not fairy tales.
Amsterdam this weekend, when what started as a soccer match between Maccabi Tel Aviv and Ajax devolved into violent chaos across the city. Headlines poured in about anti-Semitic attacks in Amsterdam, but these stories largely overlooked on-camera, blatant anti-Arab racism from Maccabi supporters well beforehand.
Yep.
And yet it was barely a footnote in the coverage, despite the fact that slogans like "Death to the Arabs" and "Let the IDF win." They were seen throwing stones and planks of wood at police after the match.
Wow.
Dutch officials also confirmed that fans attacked a taxi driver and burned a Palestinian flag. Sky News in the UK posted a video detailing these attacks, noting that Maccabi fans are, quote, notorious for their racism and physical violence. However, that video was quickly deleted, and the network stated that the original version failed to meet their standards for balance and impartiality.
Really?
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Footage taken by Dutch photographer Annette de Graaf was used in both versions of the Sky video, showing Maccabi fans attacking a Dutch resident. Media outlets like CNN, the BBC, the New York Times
These
also used or
scumbags.
misused the very same video, twisting the narrative to suggest that Maccabi fans were the ones being attacked. We saw headlines about pogroms and world leaders denouncing anti-Semitism in Amsterdam, as if these hooligans were just minding their own business, as if this was an attack not on Israeli soccer hooligans, but on all Dutch Jews. It wasn't. De Graaf has called on media outlets to apologize, stating that journalism is about finding truth, not about making money on a twist of the script. I couldn't have said it better myself. Look, no one is disputing that there were also reports of anti-Semitism, of a person, for example, calling for a Jew hunt, which is outrageous and should be condemned. All violence on all sides should be condemned. But the media's one-sided coverage, painting Maccabi fans, these well-known racist soccer hooligans chanting genocidal and anti-Arab slogans, painting them as the innocent victims, has once again proven that our media and our political class deem the suffering of Israelis to be more important than the suffering of Arabs. The attacks in Amsterdam didn't occur in a vacuum.
That's right. That's right.
And this erasure of responsibility, this coddling of the Israeli far right, this misuse of words like anti-Semitism and pogrom, and this blatant media bias make the racist violence we saw in Amsterdam more likely, not less likely, to happen again.
Yep.
Joining me now is Annette de Graaf, who captured the events in Amsterdam. She's a renowned iPhone photographer who's even photographed Tim Cook. Annette, thank you so much for joining me on Media Unfiltered. You were on the streets of Amsterdam as this chaos took place. Can you tell us what you saw and how the events unfolded?
Yes, of course. I was there already at 6 o'clock before the game, and that was, after some incidents, Dam Square. And it was pretty quiet, so the police guided the supporters to the central station. And afterwards, I was thinking like, okay, let's go back at 11. So 11:15, I was there, waiting. And two groups of supporters came, one directly from Central Station, where they also left for the game. And the other group was approaching me on the right side. And there, you know, I tensed, some sort of aggression. They were definitely up to something, so I thought like, better watch out, what are they doing, you know. And then they went straight to Dam Square, and when they were at Damarak, that's the street between Central Station and Dam Square, they lit heavily fireworks.
Yeah.
And it was a group of maybe like 50 people. And
These are Maccabi
they
fans.
ran away, and they gathered in front of the Victoria Hotel.
And these are Maccabi fans you're referring to?
Yes, Maccabi supporters.
Yeah, they're
So,
Israelis.
in your view, these people were behaving violently. They weren't just minding their own business, innocents.
No, not at all.
What was your reaction to seeing outlets like CNN, the New York Times, and others using your footage of what happened, but twisting it to make it look like the Maccabi fans were the victims?
Yeah.
I was really surprised. I was following the group to the whole route. I was there for 2 hours. When I came back, it was like a war on Twitter, let's say X, and people framed my work, and of course that's terrible because they told the opposite of what happened in that footage.
You see, he's a fucking liar, man. You see? He's a liar. And that's what he's going to do. Because Trump coming into office, is only going to accelerate what? The evil time that we're in. So our time is short, man. You know, he wants to curtail the media. And if it wasn't for the alternative media, which we thank Yahweh Shem Shai for, we wouldn't even know this, man. You know, especially you dumb, stupid blacks over there in America, man. You know, saying that, I'm down with Israel because I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. You know, you're out of your mind, man. So this man is acting like a tyrant. This man is doing really everything that happened back then in the ancient world when we were in Israel, when we were in Egypt as slaves, man. You know, it's the same thing. We're in captivity all over again. You know, we have a tyrant ruling over us. He thinks that, you know, he's better than everyone. You know, he thinks that all power's with him, but the Lord is gonna, the Lord is gonna show His power, man. All right. Now this is from Exodus, right? Exodus chapter 9. This now. Exodus chapter 9, verse 13, I think it is. No, 14. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servant, and upon thy people. And it's talking about these ancient Egyptians who are Hamites, man. That thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. All right. So the Lord is telling you beforehand what He's going to do. All right. And he's saying, listen, I've given Pharaoh the power, man. All right. All right. I've given him the power, but I can also take that power away. And that's what the Lord is going to do in these last days to this devil. And it's going to be worse than the collapse of ancient Egypt because they've committed more sins, which is rightfully so, man. All right. Verse 15, for now I will stretch out my hand that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off of the earth. And verse 16, and indeed for this cause I have raised thee up, all right, to show, to show in thee, in Pharaoh, my power, that my name may be declared throughout all the earth. All right. So the Lord is raised up Pharaoh, so the Lord can just smash him down, and that's what happened. And everyone knew what power did it. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai back then. And when the Lord destroys America, that's what's going to happen, man. All right. The Lord is going to show that, listen, and you know, He's in control. You know, and we have to communicate that through the videos so people understand that they don't get, because the worst thing that you can have in this truth is fear. All right, the only person you're supposed to fear is the Heavenly Father, man. All right, that's all you're supposed to fear. You're not supposed to fear what's coming, and you know. All right, this is Proverbs 1:7. For the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. And that's what these people are in the media. They're fools, man. Trump, he's just a fool. They're just useful idiots. All right. They're just useful idiots. That's all they are. The Lord is using these people. They're just pawns on the Lord's chessboard. All right, showing His power. Okay. And the biggest power that this devil has is lies. So when you bring out the truth, that hurts him, you see. Okay? And that's why we have to keep bringing out this truth. And that's the reason why the Lord made sure that this woman, all right, came on this platform, all right, and other ones to expose this. Acting like they were actually in Amsterdam burning. They actually took a Palestinian flag from a window in another country that you don't belong to. They burned fireworks, you know. They were beating the hell out of anyone that was Muslim, is that so obviously when you hear that in Amsterdam and the population around there is the ones that are into Islam, of course they're going to react. You know, what do you want them to do?
Mainstream leading journalists told the opposite of what happened, in your words. Sky News in the UK has been accused of misrepresenting your footage as well. At first saying it showed Maccabi fans attacking locals.
Maccabi fans were seen attacking locals as a police car can be seen driving by.
See, and that's what happened. Maccabi fans are those Israelis.
And then switching it around and just saying a large group of hooded men striking people at random.
A video posted on social media shows a large group of hooded men dressed in black running down the street and striking people at random.
What do you make of that?
You see?
Was your footage misused by Sky and others?
Oh man.
Yes. So they invited me to a live show on Friday night. That was 9:30, and I really had the feeling that I was in a live show. Later on, I asked Sky News, "Can I have a link to the episode?" And they said, "Oh yeah, we find it." I never received the link to the live show. Then I heard in some sort of clip that was my voiceover, and the second clip that was a clip of Alice Porter. They changed the whole narrative again. So
there you go.
Yeah, I was really flabbergasted.
You received one apology.
See, he's a bitch. He can't tell the truth. Okay, I'll show you that the time we're in is the time that we have is so short and time we have is so precious. I saw this earlier on, and wow, man, this is the reason why this place has to be totally destroyed. Okay, this footage you're about to see is another reason why this place. That's what, and it shows you that we're in a very sick and evil time, man. All right. I don't take joy in actually showing this, but it has to. It has to be shown. Okay. But there's one. Where is this idiot? What's it? Where is she? Oh, not that one. Is this woman here? Not that one. There you go. Is it this one? This one? That's it. This is that. And I'm glad that, you know, a lot of black people in America don't, you know, they shun this woman. She talks a lot of sense, but she is a coon, man. Alright? And she is a coon, man.
Is antithetical to the Bible. I mean, there's not really just one thing that they were like, yeah, that part's true. No, it's like they're anti.
No, he's not operating according to these two sit down together, but
No, wait.
let's get into it.
In the currency, like again, how do you even manage to be a Democrat or a Republican? Like, you can't trust either side, and it's like, you know, there's no such thing as, you know, two parties, just one party with two men.
You're
one
right.
evil party.
And to be clear, I don't trust either party either.
Right.
I mean, that's very clear that it is one party, and they just keep both sides warring with one another intentionally. But occasionally,
And democracy is an illusion.
Democracy is an illusion.
Yeah.
Occasionally, you will see that one person falls through the cracks, and there are those people out there. This was the reason I supported Trump,
Right.
because if Trump was a part of the club, they wouldn't have gone at him like that. They wouldn't
Oh,
have come up,
this is
they wouldn't have tried to kill him.
madness.
I mean, you know who's not in the in club, because all you have to do is see who the media is attacking. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like Thomas Massey is a congressman that I love. He's maybe the only a handful of congressmen that are not voting according to lobbying interests or blackmail interests as well. There's an entire blackmail ring that's running Hollywood and running DC as well. But that is the only way. Is you have to think through it, and you have to pause every single time the media is showing you something and they're in lockstep, and you're about to have an emotional response, and actually ask yourself, and who benefits from this emotional response?
To offer something else up in that thing, because I don't disagree, but I think we do start to lean a lot more, or at least we feed the conspiracy theory fiber when we start to, because I've done this myself, gotten canceled by speaking that there's you know, elites that are trying to keep us down.
Yeah, but there is.
Common sense.
There is.
But
Common
I'll say
sense.
this, and you know, hindsight, you're a person of faith. Could we lean a little bit more into the space of this is I think you even said, I believe, like Tucker Carlson made a great point when he's literally talking about spiritual warfare. Yeah. There are greater spiritual entities that are operating, that in utilizing, instead of, I would just say that they can utilize anyone. They can utilize the media, they can utilize government, these energies that are trying to tear down humanity. Could we offer that opposed to just saying like there's this secret room of individuals sitting there and they have all the money in the world and they're trying
to... There is. But the thing is, it's like first you have to call back and recognize that. And the way that you do that is learning real history, right? Really, like I said...
But that could have been spirituality throughout the whole time.
Well, it is ultimately, yes. Right. So that's what the first step, I'm saying. I mean, this is like you got to go... This is what we're bringing back to the Bible. I mean, the first step of this is first understanding. You got to peel it back like an onion, right? The first layer of this is realizing that everything that you're seeing, it's just not real, right? The media, it's not real. They're being controlled. It's all an illusion. Hollywood, they're being controlled. There's an agenda. There are people in Hollywood. How is it plausible? How is it plausible that everything Hollywood promotes is antithetical to the Bible? I mean, there's not like just one thing that they were like, yeah, that part's true. No, it's like they're anti-marriage, they're anti-life, they're pro-transgender. Literally, it's like someone read the Bible and then said it upside down, and they go, that's Hollywood.
But this is my thing.
And if you are say something biblical or you are faithful in Hollywood, you'd be the first person to get canceled.
See, I disagree. And I don't reason because I've been in it, and as a person.
And the reason why he disagrees is because he got cancelled. That's why. All right, he got cancelled, man. All right. You know, and the reason why he got cancelled because he started talking about us being Israelites, man. Him and Professor Griff. All right. Okay. So the time we have is very short. But what she was saying, that coolness, is right, man. All right. So this is our focus, man. This is 1 Corinthians 7:29. But I say, brethren, the time is short, see, and we're in an evil time. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none. And that doesn't mean that if you have a woman, it doesn't mean that you just neglect that woman. But what we're saying is, at the end of the day, the time is so short, you have to operate, all right, in this truth as you haven't got that wife. Okay, meaning your schedule, your time has to be. If that woman is conflicting with this truth, you know, the Bible says if she's pleased to dwell with you, fine. But at the end of the day, you have to consult, give diligence to make your call election sure. All right, and that doesn't include, you know, having honeymoon weekends away with your woman and, you know, this, that, and the other. I mean, you can do those things, but those things are, what's it called? A luxury and a limited luxury in the time we have. We're not going to have luxury for, you know, for very much longer. You know? I mean, she's a coon and she sees the agenda. So what's his problem? What's his problem is that he sold out. And what she said was exactly right. And it's what the Bible says about this devil. He's done everything, and that's why the Lord is going to cut his time. See, so the more evil that's going on in the world, the Lord is like, all right, you know what, I'm seeing that. That's, you know what, it's time now. It's time to get down. You know, and that when Jacob's trouble happens, that's what's going to happen, man. You know, the culling of our nation is going to begin. All right, Isaiah 29:16. Surely your things surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. And what is a potter? All right, that makes you know, pots and you know, pottery and so forth. They're the ones that mold it and sculpt it, and that's what the Heavenly Father's done. You know, he's done that with man. Okay, even from the garden, man. All right, let's make man in my own image. Yeah, what was that image? Given the breath of life, those laws. You know, animals run on instinct, but us humans, you know, we were given laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You know, and they were righteous. Okay, so the Lord formed us to be a holy nation, and we've not lived up to that. So this is the last opportunity for us to live up to be in that holy nation. That's why it says those that have wives be as though they have none. There's nothing more important than this. Alright? So surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the pot's clay. For shall the work say to him that made it, he made me not? Exactly. The Heavenly Father is the creator. He can make someone good. He can make someone evil. He can make someone, he can do what he wants. Alright? For shall the work say to him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? No, you can't. What's the word? You can't question your maker. Alright? Okay? You can't question your maker. Alright? But that's what they're doing. They're turning everything upside down. Alright? And they're using the media to it. And that's the reason why this Donald J. Trump is going to come down with a hell of a lot of wrath. And believe me, he knows that our people are Israelites, man. And that's the reason why in the first time when he was being elected, who was his attack against? Mexicans and Latinos. But our people are so brainwashed at the moment, because of the two-party system. Well, I don't want to vote for Kamala Harris, so I'll vote for this guy. And he hates all of us, man. Alright? So, hey, listen, the time is short, man. So, listen, you use your time wisely. And that's the same with me and every one of us that are in this truth, man. Okay? Because there's going to be some wrath, man. Alright? This thing I'm going to close. Because I've got a couple of other things to do. Got another video, but I'll just close it with this. Because all hell's going to break loose. So, remember Trump? He said that he's going to do mass deportations. Who do you think that's going to... See, who do you think that's going to really affect over there in America? Alright? It doesn't matter. Whether you black, brown, whatever. It ain't going to affect so-called white people. They're going to be looking for you. It's going to be ICE that has been knocking down your black door, your Hispanic door, man. Alright? In Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore, rejoice ye heavens, and woe that dwell in them. And ye that dwell in them, woe means destruction to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Of the sea as well. That's how bad this destruction is. The devil's going to come down onto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Alright? Short time to do what? His new world order, man. And if you look, I think it was yesterday, there was a... what was it? I think it was a shooting star. I think it was a shooting star. No. Yeah. Yeah, there was a meteor that happened the other day, actually, and I think it was a shooting star or something like that. And they said that was going to happen at around about midnight. I mean, that was a couple of days ago. Alright? And shooting stars and all those kind of things are, the Lord has done for signs and for seasons, man. Alright? So when you see eclipses and moons and stuff like that, you don't ignore that. That's the Lord's way of communicating with us. To say that something big is coming. Okay, so hey, this great wrath is coming, man. Mass deportations, clamping down on the internet. Hey, so listen, man, I pray that you were edified. Stay strong and stay in the Lord. Until the next one, shalom.